I'm stevieboebi, and you guys have been begging me to tell you how lesbians have sex, so today I'm gonna teach you how to fuck. I've been getting messages for years on Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook that are all like, I want to have lesbian sex for the first time. How do I have lesbian sex for the first time? I'm about to do it for the first time. How to do the sex? So I'll be making these videos in the future where I go in depth into each of these topics. But today, I am here to dispel some rumors, teach some lessons, but mostly see how many times I can say butt stuff in one video. First of all, there's kind of no such thing as lesbian sex. There's just sex. Any type of sex can be had by any type of human with any type of genitalia. Think about it.
What about finger banging?
Works for anyone.
Penetration?
Anyone.
Oral sex?
Anyone.
Doggy style?
Anyone.
Butt stuff?
Yes, please. The point is, you've got hands and mouths and genitalia and toys, and you can use all of those things to have sex with your hands and mouths and genitalia and toys. Although I guess if your toys had sex with each other, that wouldn't be considered lesbian sex.
Why is this so loud?
Also, it doesn't matter how many times you've had sex. If you're having sex with someone new, it really is your first time and you should treat it that way. In terms of consent and communication and respect and asking questions and learning someone's body, it's your first time.
I said, how do you have lesbian sex? And I want answers now.
Okay, I got it. Tips for a lesbian first-timer. Consent is sexy and also mandatory. Sometimes people tell me that enthusiastic consent is like lame or not sexy, but what? It is so hot, are you kidding me? It's hot because someone's all like, yes, I want you to do this sexy thing to my body, and also it's hot because they're telling you what they want. You don't have to guess. How cool is that? But in case some of you are not convinced, here's some sexy ways to ask for consent.
Is this okay?
Or,
Can I touch you?
or,
I want to put my finger inside you. You done?
etc., etc. Number 2, communication. If you're having sex with someone and you're not asking them what they want or what they like, you're probably not doing a good job. People are gonna think it's harsh that I said that, but I don't give a fuck. But some of the concerns that you guys have expressed to me are that you're worried that you're not gonna do it right, and you're worried about being bad at it. Hi, you can only suck at sex if you think you're doing a good job when you're not. Just saying. Just saying. Ask questions like, does this feel good? Do you like this or this more? And read body cues.
Right, quick question. When you move your hips that way, do you want me to go harder or do you just really like this song?
I love Britney Spears and exactly what you're doing right now. Don't stop.
The secret to good sex is talking to each other, laughing together, and figuring stuff out together. Don't take it so seriously. Sex is supposed to be fun. Sex is supposed to be fun. Ask her what she likes. What does she fantasize about? Tell her your fantasies. If she's never done butt stuff before, ask her about it and then take it slowly.
Okay, first it's just gonna feel like I'm like poking your butthole or whatever, and then I'm gonna like wiggle it around a little bit. It's really cool.
Could you try explaining that in a hot way?
And don't forget to ask for what you want. Contrary to what you might have been told, your pleasure is just as important as anyone else's. Okay, so now we've got consent and communication covered. Now let's get to specifics. So, let's talk about pussy. I was raised in the southern United States where they call your vagina a hoo-hoo or a wang-wang for your whole life until then they show you like a video of a baby crowning and they're like, well, that's what pussies do. And little to no information is provided in between. Dr. Doe is a real-life sex doctor and she has a great channel called Sexplanations, and I sat her down to ask her about certain things about lesbian sex, and check it out.
So, Dr. Doe, why do you think so many people don't know what lesbian sex is or how lesbians have sex?
Because it's not taught in sex education. So they have no examples, or their imagination is based on this idea that sex is penetrative, missionary style, man on top. And so that's how they can form their ideas to fit into that.
These are my teacher clothes. True or false, a vagina has one hole.
False. This is actually not your vagina. It's your vulva. The canal inside of you is your vagina. This is your outer labia. This is your inner labia. This little hole is your urethra, where the pee comes out. This is your vaginal opening, where babies and period comes out, and dildos, tampons, or fingers go in. This is your clit. It's inside of this little hood, and sometimes it peeks out to take a look around. What is a clit? The clitoris? The clitoris is a small sensitive organ located at the top of the vulva, just above the vaginal opening and the urethra. The function of the clitoris is to provide pleasure, and it's how most women can orgasm most easily. Want to know how to find the clit? Let's ask Dr. Doe.
Do you have a trick on how to find the clit? For someone who's never seen another person's vulva.
Do it when you're not aroused, because when the body becomes aroused, the clitoris tends to retract underneath the foreskin, that clitoral hood, the little fold of skin above it, and so it's harder to see visually. I also suggest that you look for it with the sensation rather than sight. Like, feel around until you come across something where it's like, what was that part?
So find your clit before you find someone else's clit if you both have vulvas. What would you recommend on how to find someone else's clit?
To get lots of different diagrams of lots of different vulvas and how they can all look varied, and then start to map out the geography of where things are. So finding, for example, the inner lips and then going upward from there and saying, okay, the clitoris should be right around here, and if I touch this, what is the response of the person?
I think she should tell you, like, there it is. You got it.
If she knows. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Ask the person if they know where their clitoris is.
Hey, why doesn't that vagina diagram have vagina lips?
It does!
I like to call them wings.
I wish I could fly, but I don't think mine are big enough.
Buoyant enough? Hollow enough? Wait, my vagina doesn't look like that.
Great point! Every lesbian's vagina and vulva is different. Some lesbians only have a vulva. Some lesbians don't have a vagina or a vulva. So remember to do some exploring to see what kind of bits they have when you're touching your casual lesbian sex partner.
Casual lesbian sex partner.
It's a teacher phrase. When you touch your casual lesbian sex partner, remember to ask questions. Ask her what feels good. Ask her where and how she likes to be touched. Ask her if she likes what you're doing. Because she's had a lot more pussy practice.
Pussy practice.
I'm gonna go more in depth about specifics of different sex acts that lesbians can do together in other videos, but here, let's scratch the surface with me. Come along. Here are some lesbian sex positions you can try out. Butt stuff. Butt stuff. Technically, 2 Ken dolls can get into tripping because they just have these lumps. Some things to keep in mind: use protection. No glove, no love. It's always important to protect yourself, whether it's a casual hookup or a new relationship. It's important that you're honest with your partner, and it's important that you protect yourself. Here's what Dr. Doe has to say about protection in lesbian sex.
What do you think about girl-girl sex and STIs and how you can be safe? Because I know it is less likely for girls to transmit diseases with each other, transmit infections with each other, depending on the kind of sex they're having, but.
Yeah, you can definitely still transmit infections. You can transmit things like HPV, the human papillomavirus, that can lead to genital warts or cervical cancer. You can transmit HIV is transmitted with vaginal fluid. You can transmit herpes very easily vaginally and orally, and just by moving fluids around, even with toys. So preventative tools would be things like getting tested, communicating that you have been tested and what you've been tested for and what the results were, asking questions like, have you been tested, rather than are you clean, because you're going to get more accurate responses that way. And then using things like dams that are polyurethane or latex rectangles that you can set over body parts, or gloves to make your own. You can also use gloves on your hands, and
Gloves are so great.
oh, aren't they? Especially the black.
Yes, I have the black ones.
If you are a person that has an STI, you don't have to stop having sex, but you do have to be honest with your partners. And even if you don't have an STI, you need to protect yourself and respect yourself.
Protect just my vagina, or do I need it for butt stuff too?
Butt stuff too. But before you leave me to go test out 100 sex positions with your new lesbian sex partner, first, let's talk about foreplay, which is the most important part of sex, besides the sex. Foreplay is any and everything that happens before the sex. Before play. Foreplay, get it? Flirting, role-playing, kissing, biting, rope tying, or even just whispering in your boo's ear. That counts as foreplay. Make it last. The more you turn her on, the more she'll desperately want you to bang her. And that feels nice. So that's it. Having good sex is as easy as wanting to have good sex. And then figuring out how to do that with your partner or partners. Don't forget, preaching abstinence is just a shitty way of trying to talk kids into never having any fun. Society will tell you that no sex is bad, too much sex is bad, and doing cool sex stuff is bad. None of it is bad. Go have fun. Butt stuff is dope. Make decisions based on what you want, what feels good to you, and do it with people who respect you and make you feel good. All that with a little bit of communication and you'll have a lesbian wet sex dream. Or just lesbian sex. Or just lesbian sex. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on all the social media stuffs in the bottom. Like the video and subscribe because I'm almost to 500,000 subscribers. 500,000. Tell me in the comments what you want me to go in depth about next. See you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, so today we're gonna do the Cinnamon Whisper Backwards Do You Know Me challenge. Step 1, get your feelings out. Stop trying to be so strong. You have to actually acknowledge